Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kaden Warner Talks, where today I'll be talking a little less and listening a little more to our guest, Evan Leese. Evan is a skilled producer and director for sports broadcasts for Tiger Media Network at Fort Hays State University. I know a little bit about what goes into the process for those jobs as I also do them, but everyone has a different style of preparing for these roles. So, Evan, let's go ahead and jump right in and talk about what the producer and director jobs mean for you.
So, to me, I've just recently started getting more into producing. I've been directing for, I'd say, the last 2 years now. So directing is basically you're just in charge of everything. You're calling the shots. You're telling cameras what you want. You're getting replays wound up. You're basically just running the show behind the scenes. That's your whole job is like making sure the broadcast goes well, making sure everything's on time, everything's up to date. But like for the producer, it's basically directing, but it's just like watching over, I'd say.
Right.
Is what I figured out, because like when you have a skilled director, like say you're directing and I'm producing, it makes it so much easier because I can just sit back and watch and just make sure all the graphics are up to date. But typically a producer they're the ones keeping the director on schedule. They're keeping graphic operators ready, replay ready to go, for breaks. Like they're just coordinating everything. That's their whole job.
Sure. Is there one of those jobs you prefer to do over the other one? Do you like them equally? I mean, I know you've done both pretty extensively. I certainly have a favorite.
I do too, yeah.
What's yours? What's your favorite?
Definitely directing.
Directing, okay.
I love directing, man. I love it because I like being in that hot seat. I like being the one in charge. I like to be the one who gets the blame for either a good or bad broadcast, because I've definitely had some good ones and some bad ones. But
sure.
I don't know. The producer role is just not like, it doesn't really call me as much. Like as I get older, I'll probably have to step more into it. But I really do enjoy directing. I feel like I've become like that's my spot at this point because it's where I'm most comfortable.
Yeah.
Producing, there's a lot more to it. I think the only reason I don't like producing right now is because here they make you do graphics, and I'm not a graphic guy, so I don't like having to sit there and updating things, because that's the thing when I'm producing. I really just want to. I'm one of those guys who wants to just take over, and I can't.
Sure.
Because I'm like, hey, look at cam 5. Hey, look at cam 2. Like I'm the one. I backseat direct a little bit there. So
yeah,
I think it's better if I'm just directing, and because like me and you got that chemistry. Because when I'm directing, and I have a feeling you're gonna say producing is your favorite.
That's what I'm gonna say. I vastly prefer producing over directing.
This is why we work so well together.
And I think I like producing for the exact reason that you say you like directing is the exact reason I don't like directing. I don't like being in that hot seat nearly as much. Don't get me wrong, I'm completely fine directing. Yeah. I'll gladly do it. But at the end of the day, I like to be the producer because I get to write out the script. I get to make sure we're hitting our spots, hitting our marks, and I get to worry about the big picture stuff as far as I'd say like in my perspective, producer is more of like a big picture, and directing is almost more of a day-to-day if you looked at it as like a business perspective. And that's exactly why I prefer producing over directing. But I totally see your side of it, because directing is still fun. You know, you get to call out the shots. You're the one actually deciding what goes on TV, as opposed to just sitting back and making sure that you're doing what your producer's telling you.
All right, media breaks coming up. Yeah, literally. Yeah. No, but I think that definitely it carries over from Butler, because that's what we were doing the last year. I was directing, you were producing every game.
Yep, for sure. So I know, of course, you know, we are not athletes by doing this, but we work in athletics. Every day is still, we have to be on our A game just like an athlete does. What does a day in the life of a broadcast look like for you? Do you have any superstitions? Are there any things you have to do that day in order to feel like you're going to have a good broadcast?
I mean, I got nothing crazy. Like, I used to be an athlete. I had some superstitions, but like now it's really just, I figured out if I don't take a nap like an hour before the game, like I'm not on my A game at all. Like I figured this out the other day because we had morning games don't really count because I'm not going to take a nap when I have to be there at 9 a.m. But like say it's like a 3 p.m. call time. Yeah, I'm taking a nap, dude. But like the other day I didn't take a nap and I was so off my game, and I'm like, it's because I didn't nap. Like so now that's been built into me. It's like I have to nap before games. Also another thing is energy drinks have become a big part of it. If I don't have my energy drinks, I'm cranky, and then let's just say I'm not locked in at all.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact broadcast, but it was not good. Like, it was a good quality broadcast. It just wasn't my standard that I like. Really what goes into a game day is, like, depending on how on top of it I am, I'll have my script done. Sometimes I'll have to make the script in the morning because things change. Athletics, it's like that's just how sports are. They're gonna change. But to be honest, I have nothing crazy. Like I've seen some stuff where like people have to wear like the same shorts or they chew straws or something weird. I'm pretty basic.
So you kind of talked about it a little bit, having your script ready for the day, everything like that, and then of course taking your pregame nap. But how do you mentally prepare for one of these broadcasts? Talk about both sides of it. Talk about there's a game that is going to be super well watched, like our Washburn games, for example, versus our Newman games that should have been complete and total blowouts. How do you mentally prepare for both sides of that?
That's a good question. That's actually a really good question. Wow. So like I'm really not affected anymore. Like when we were at Butler, like and we'd have big games like EYBL or like the ESPN games. Oh, I was so scared. I would be so nervous because it's like I want such a good quality that like it would scare me. But like at this point, I'm gonna be honest, like it's just another game to me. Like I get it's a big game, but it's like I expect all my games to be high level. Like
sure.
I hold myself the same standard every game. I'm not gonna work harder for one game than the other. But to be honest, like the mentally prepare, I just come in like ready. Like I know what I'm gonna do. Like having the script definitely helps because if I came in with no script, like I'd be like a chicken with no head, dude, just run around with nothing. But like I feel like the fact that we have scripts that really helps me. That puts me at ease, I'd say, because it's like I know what to expect. I know what's gonna happen. I just gotta get in the flow early, and then I'm fine.
Yeah.
Because like once I'm in the flow state, like it's easy because I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. I'm just talking. I'm doing my job. I'm pressing buttons. Like I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Like I'm made for the big stage.
It's like second nature at this point.
Like at this point, yeah, it's like I don't overthink any of my decisions. I'm confident, so that definitely helps.
That's kind of how I am now too. I kind of put it as like it's a calm before the storm, except opposite. Until you start your broadcast, you feel like you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and that's the storm. But as soon as game starts, it's like you're in the eye of the storm and you're in it now, and then it's calm. Like once the game starts, I feel like that's when I'm actually locked in and I'm in my flow state.
That's why I take the 3 hours we're sitting there just waiting. That's why I'm like goofing around because I'm getting it all out because I gotta like all I can like it's all it also helps that it's all I think about is broadcasting as well as like I like even when I'm watching games I'm getting ideas like that's a big part of it. I can't remember what I was about to say. I had something. I had something good and I had something quotable.
Well, that's
I don't know if
okay.
it's a good or bad thing, but
you mentioned having your script ready, whether that's the day before or the morning of, just because things are changing. Obviously, it's nice to have a script. You and I both, we make our scripts and we try to stick to them. But how do you handle it when things suddenly go off script? You've got your story plan. Take the Newman game, I think it was, for example. We had a graphic for two of the women, and because they were shooting lights out all the way up to it. But then the Newman game, it felt like they fell off the face of the earth and they weren't part of it. And all of a sudden, that graphic felt like it wasn't relevant anymore. What do you do then? What do you do when it goes off script and you are figuring it out on the fly?
I mean, that's just broadcasting. Like, things are going to change. Nothing, you can't predict anything. You just have to be able to adapt. Like, in that instance, was I directing or producing that game? Was I producing?
I think you were producing.
Because if it was women's,
it was the women's game, so you were producing.
So, like, there, it's just like, you just fill it in somewhere else. Because I can't remember what happened, but I think we decided to do series history early, and then it just kept falling, and then hits the fourth quarter, and it's like, hey, we haven't shown this yet. Like, it's just a matter of, like, finding a good spot to fill in, or like with broadcasting, you just have to be able to adapt to what's going on because, like, you can't predict anything. Like, we've had times where the TriCaster stops working and it's like you're stuck in replay. I'll always remember the first time because everyone's trying to figure out what to do, and I'm just like, cut the game through replay. I'm like, Aaron, start cutting cameras for me. Just cut cameras, and like that's how we figured out how to fix it. That was like something I was able to figure out on the fly, like in a desperate time, because it's like you just don't know what to predict with sports broadcasting. You just got to be able to adapt to what's going on. Like, you have to be able to. What's the right word? You have to be able to. I'm blanking right now. Like,
fly by the seat of your pants.
What? I don't think that.
You've never heard that?
I've never heard that, but that's not what I'm going by. I'm thinking like, you have to be able to be in the fire, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you can't like
baptized by fire, maybe.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, baptized by fire, because it's like you have to be able to handle the big moments, because if you're gonna fold, you're just not made for it. That's bottom line, because you have to be able to handle it.
Harsh reality.
It's like,
well, Evan, last question I have for you today, and you kind of hit on it a little bit earlier. You said that you look for ideas when you watch sports now.
mm-hmm.
How different is it for you to watch sports on TV before coming into this world? You know, like we're in middle school, we're watching the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh, he got the touchdown. We see a close-up of him, but we didn't understand, you know, what the process is, why. You've been in this field now for about 3 years. You've been doing it for 3 years, directing, producing. How differently do you watch sports now?
I can't watch sports anymore the same as sad, because like you were over the other night, you saw it, like the main cam, like they were making me mad. They were making me really mad, because like they kept doing this weird zoom, like they kept going far out and zooming in. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Or
like the other day they were cutting from a PTZ up above, and I'm like, oh, it just looks bad. Like it's terrible, because like if I was like just a fan watching, I'd have no idea. But
yeah,
as like one of the first things I learned when I came in this field, I was told you'll never watch sports the same, and boy was he right. I've not been able to watch sports the same ever since, because you see every mistake, you see every bad camera take, every bad graphic. You don't miss anything now, because like it's hard to enjoy the game when, you know, stuff like that. Because like when the main cam was doing all that, like KU's down by like 2, it's like a big game, and then main cam is zooming way slow in, and it's just bothering me, and I'm tweaking. I'm like, zoom in, and I'm yelling at the TV like I'm directing. Like, I think it's fun though. I like that. I like it honestly, because it's obviously what I want to do, and I have an idea of what I like. So
yeah, absolutely.
You just can't watch sports the same. That's just how it is.
I couldn't agree more. I'm the exact same way. Quick story from me before we wrap it up here, but I was at Dave & Buster's on Saturday with my family from out of town, and they had the Olympics on TV, and they made a cut during the bobsled race to the team before that had just gone. They made a real quick, literally split-second cut to them in front of their backdrop in the middle of the race, and I looked at my family. I was like, "Oh, they messed up." They freaked out in the control room for a second there, and they're like, "How'd you know?" I'm like, "They cut right back off of it. Like they did not mean to cut to that." But it's just funny how you don't view anything the same anymore once you've been in it.
Also, something to add in, like my mom hates watching sports with me now too, because I'll sit there and break it down with her, and she has no idea what the heck I'm talking about. I just had to put that in there, because like I'll be breaking down the game, and she's like, "I don't understand how you see it like that." It's like, a lot of time in this industry, you'll start to notice little things. Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. We talked with Evan Lease, producer, director, everything under the sun for Tiger Media Network here at Fort Hays State University. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully we gave you a bit of an insight to what the job looks like to be a producer director for a live sports broadcast that you would see on TV. But with that, we say thank you and goodbye.